Well, Junior, my boy, are you ready for your bedtime story?
Yeah, but not that one. Bored of that one.
Well, we don't have any other books, Junior.
Make something up.
Sure!
Yay, Daddy!
So this book is called Headhunters. It's about a group of people who look for certain individuals that they have been asked to hunt down, and they collect a lot of heads along the way. Seriously, a lot. It's a bit freaky, really, how many heads they collect. So, are you ready? This is how our story begins. In a dark, dark dungeon, there was a dark, dark cavern filled with bogies.
Bogies?
Ooze. Yes. And in that dark, dark cavern, there was a dark, dark spelljammer vessel.
What's a spelljammer vessel, Daddy?
Well, you see, it's like a ship, yes, that can travel in space.
Oh, so it's a spaceship.
No, it's not a spaceship. And on this dark, dark spelljammer vessel, there was...
There were some frog people. Some big grey frog people.
Yes, okay, there was. And there was also...
A pirate captain.
Yeah, okay, yes.
And he looked like that guy in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Fine, he was a mind flayer.
Yay!
But there was also a dark, dark trapdoor. And down that dark, dark trapdoor, Junior, there was a dark, dark passageway. And down the dark, dark passageway, there was a dark, dark kitchen. And in the dark, dark kitchen, there was a dark, dark cupboard. And inside that dark, dark cupboard, there was a hamster.
A hamster?
Yes, a miniature giant space hamster that was pretending to be a god.
I don't think I like that story, Daddy. It's a bit too random.
Bit random, yes, I agree.
So yeah, our party basically spent the last couple of sessions pretty much just wasting time and having a lot of fun. And it was extremely random, yeah, but it was fun along the way. So you'll probably know from the last one of these videos that we have been given a very specific mission as a party. Indeed, we are the headhunters now, and our job as the headhunters is to search for a lich located on the floor below us, to take his phylactery, and in doing so, we will release the married back to the plane of water, and in doing so, my character will be able to free the Kuatoa and take them to safety. We kind of started by just kind of messing about a little bit. We weren't at a full strength party. We knew we weren't going to be for a couple of weeks. So we were really just kind of wasting time a bit and exploring around the dungeon. And so we boarded this spelljammer vessel, marooned on the caverns of ooze. And we did this mainly because we knew that there was an entity somewhere on board this vessel that we had been communicating to with a sending stone. And it's an entity which my character had previously spoken with the last time that he cast Contact Other Plane, and believes it to be the physical manifestation of his god, Klabu. Now, of course, Klabu does not exist. There is no such god as Klabu. But the party don't know that, because whenever I cast a spell, Contact Other Plane, it's basically just cold calling some random extraplanar entity, but someone always answers. When I call upon him in battle, tentacles appear, and he appears as a manifestation in when I summon elemental, or when I'm now a third level fighter as well as a warlock, so I now I'm an echo knight. My echo is my god, essentially. And so in all of these ways, I am constantly, as a character, calling upon this god Klabu. And as far as the rest of the party is concerned, they have more evidence that Klabu exists than, I don't know, like we actually have a cleric in our party. We have literally a cleric who apparently worships a god. I can't even remember which god it is. There's more evidence that my god exists than that one, because that one does nothing. So So yeah, anyway, so we knew we wanted to go onto this ship just to kind of look around, but also for fun. And there were some grey slards aboard. We took them down, and in the process, one of our party members, Auric, who is currently wielding the legendary sword Black Razor, he went temporarily insane and started attacking the rest of the party. Almost took down Ember. I locked him inside a force cage as a kind of timeout until he would chill out a little bit. And after that, we had a bit of a short rest while the force cage was in effect, because I can't end it prematurely. And then after that, we headed downstairs and we found a bunch of the crew lying around who were missing their brains. It seems that the Mind Flayer captain had clearly been munching out on them a little bit. And but luckily, a corpse does not need a brain to communicate. So we cast Speak with Dead, and we learned via this an awful lot about what this Spelljammer vessel is doing here. And long story short, really, it's just a great big red herring, essentially. The vessel has only just arrived here. The crew have no idea what's going on. Most of the Mind Flayers on board, there were like 4 originally, they've kind of scattered to the winds to try and gather intel onto what's going on. There's only the one on board, which is the captain, and they've lost their central control thingy to go anywhere. So I mean, really, they have nothing to do with what's going on. They're just kind of here by accident, as far as I'm concerned, or maybe just as a joke on Hallister's part. Yeah, bit of a waste of time, really. But so we went through, we found the captain of the vessel, the Mind Flayer. Of course, Mind Flayer is on my kill list, so we immediately capture him, we attack him, we commandeer his vessel for Klabu. And yeah, and after that, just like I said in the story, went into this kitchen area, and in a cupboard, there was this hamster, miniature giant space hamster, who, it has to be said, was pretty savvy, because he was very quickly able to figure out just how stupid my character is and just go along with it, because he realized very quickly that 1, I'm a complete idiot who is going to believe anything, and 2, I appear to be worshipping him and looking after him. Hey, he's all for that. And our party has the ability to basically conjure unlimited numbers of hazelnuts out of thin air. And he loves hazelnuts. So he's like, yeah, sure, I'm this god Klabu. Yeah, cool. Let's go with it. And I'm like, hey, shall we take you to the marriage? Shall we take you to the Kuatoa? They'll look after you. Yeah, sure. Great. Sounds good. Yeah. So he's just kind of hitched along with us, you know? So, at this point, my character is prostrate before him. If I could cry, I'd be sobbing, oh, how often do you actually get to meet your god in person? And it was a fun, character-y moment where I've got to say, even a couple of people in the party, like Ember, for example, were playing it, that they're starting to be won over a little bit. Not to the point of worshipping Klabu, but at least to the point of recognizing, hey, this god is legit. All this time, we thought that Shield was just some idiot making up nonsense, but, I mean, here he is. So, yeah, some really fun role-playing there. And after this, we spent the next session, we headed down to the floor below. We leveled up. As I said, I became an Echo Knight, very fun. And although my Echo, like I said, it looks like my god, only a little bit more hamster-like now. There's definitely a hamster theme to him. And on the floor below, I'm going to speedrun this, honestly, because there's not much to talk about. So the big thing here on this floor is that it contains an awful lot of golems that look like Hallister. They appear to be made up of parts of statues that look like Hallister Blackcloak. And some of them seem to be attacking each other or trying to crack inside other parts of them. And one of them, we took down the golem, and inside we found this kind of strange crystal thing. Other things that we found on this floor, we found an adventuring party, a very powerful adventuring party like ours, that contains, of all things, a couple of Nothics, some Grells, and a freaking Beholder, of all things, in an adventuring party. Great. We also found this deep crevasse at one point, at the bottom of which, you can't make this up, it's actually in the book, there is an abandoned Kuatoa village. A paradise for fish folk to live in. So brilliant, I think. This is clearly where I need to take the Kuatoa to once I've dealt with this whole phylactery business. We clear out the lich on this floor, we free the married, we take the Kuatoa, and I will look after them forever in this Kuatoa paradise here on this level. Wonderful stuff. And we also found on this floor a cute black cat that it has to be said the party took an instant liking to, for no reasons really, beyond the fact that it's a black cat and we like black cats. And it actually turned out later that this black cat was a pseudo-dragon in disguise, so that was a good choice, right? And finally, the whole floor is dominated by this absolutely massive room, which contains basically like a massive stalagmite and a stalactite, which are almost touching, and at the point where they're touching, there's this like glowing, like eye of Sauron, for want of a better word, like a big glowing arcane eye thing. And we saw this other adventuring party getting a bit too close to that arcane eye, and it kind of shot out at them and fired at them. So we realized, hey, you know what, like there's probably something that it's guarding, and we saw that indeed there was a door at the base of the stalagmite. We thought, that looks like that screaming lair of a lich to us. So we basically spent about an hour of real time in the session trying to find a way to get past this arcane eye. We used things like silent image, we used like darkness, pass out a trace, all these sorts of, you know, spells, trying to use them in a way that would get us there. And in the end, really, it was the cat himself that helped us more than anything, because it turned out he lived inside this place, and he was kind of able to get us in there. We did have a little fight with security at the front door. We then ended up inside, and inside we did indeed find ourselves in the lair of this lich. The lich himself, he has this sentient staff of frost with whom he's playing like a game of chess, which is quite funny. And yeah, we found ourselves with the lich himself, Ezat, and it turns out, you know, I have to say it's a bit frustrating here, because Ezat, he seemed pretty cool, right? He wants to take down Hallister. He is absolutely hell set on it. He hates Hallister so much that he became a lich in order to take down Hallister. It is his driving goal in unlife. And yeah, so he wants those crystals that we found in the golems. Okay, we hand them over. Why not? Blah blah blah. But you know what? All of this talking, and we know we're gonna have to kill this guy again. Because, you know, that way we need to get his phylactery, that way we can free the married upstairs. I don't really want to, because he's pretty cool and he wants our help. But yeah, basically it was never gonna happen, and the session ended with us, you know, thanking the mage for his time before I then cast Force Cage on him, this time without the bars, so it's completely blocked like the wall. My hope being that this then gives us 1 hour of uninterrupted time to find the phylactery in peace and get out of there. That's not going to happen though, because it ended with the DM saying, okay, we're going to start the next session with everyone rolling initiative. It makes sense. I mean, high level magic users are also on my kill list, so that's fine. It tracks, but it's just a bit annoying, because it's like, yeah, I think the book kind of wants us to ally with this guy to take down Hallister, and it feels a bit, I don't know, against the grain to not do so. But it's what our characters would do. So yeah, fun times overall. Boy, are these floors just zipping by now. It's, as I said at the beginning in my little skit, it's a little bit too random sometimes. It really does feel like someone has just opened up the monster manual and just rolling dice to be like, okay, on this floor we're gonna have a Marid, and here we're gonna have a Spelljammer vessel, and here we're gonna have a Lich. It's all very like just picking anything high level that's left that we haven't encountered yet. It feels that way anyway, and it's very much for the first time, it's like we're getting missions on one floor that we then have to carry out on another, which means we're just flying through the floors in a way that we haven't until now. But yeah, these points aside, I think I'm still enjoying it. I hope you're enjoying these little recaps, and if you haven't done so already, really would appreciate if you could, you know, give a thumbs up. If you've watched until the end, you know, it takes 1 second of your time, and I'd really love it, because it really helps the algorithm, which controls our lives. Yeah, take care, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Bye bye.